Who are those dorks?
The Wheelhouse.
Are not dorks. They are the coolest exponents of awesome stupefaction in the universe.
Yeah, just because you put it on your fan site doesn't mean it's true.
How dare you?
Welcome, everybody, to the Wheelhouse here at wheelhouseradio.com. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Bauer.
I am the sweet, nasty Chris Goss.
And I believe we're going to, 1 week out from our fantasy baseball, the champ Jeff Peck also present. I believe 1 week out from fantasy baseball draft that we have. I spent the weekend watching college basketball and doing as many mock drafts as I possibly could. Like, I inundated myself. I want to say I did 5 mock drafts in a day, including one with Jeff Peck.
Yes.
We hooked up
nice.
for one, Jeff, for one quick. We had a quickie.
We did have a quickie. A lot of auto picks.
There's too many times, I'll tell you right now, if you are out there and you're doing mock drafts, and if you are involved or interested in fantasy baseball, I cannot stress how important it is to do mock drafts. And do mock drafts, as many of them as you can, from as many different positions in the draft order as you
Agreed.
can. I cannot stress it how much. However, in the mock draft lobby, especially on ESPN, where I do more often,
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make it a 20-second limit.
Oh, my God, yes.
What is
And
it? 2 hours now? Is
and
that
if-
what they get to pick an
if
auto? Is
somebody-
that the default? Because it felt like 2 hours.
It's 60 seconds. But if
That is
anybody,
the longest
It's
60
45,
seconds.
but,
Oh, is it
but
45?
it's unnecessary.
if anybody also picks a slot and then never shows up to the draft room, don't let them have a league.
Well, that's.
Don't let them have a team. In
I
any
agree.
league. That's ridiculous. I hate.
I love the
waiting
guy
10
who.
minutes.
I love the guy who does the first round pick and then just leaves.
Well, what
I know,
about
yeah,
put it on
or
auto
like
pick,
I
but
said,
goes
gets
away.
through the second round. If he doesn't get the guy he wants, then he leaves, and you're
Right.
like, no, that's why you should do the mock draft. is
Right, dummy.
Here's your plan. Does this plan work?
Right.
Okay. No, it doesn't. Now I have to adapt because that's what you do in a real league, right? You just go, oh, well, screw this, I'm out of here.
Fuck.
We
Forget
were-
it, man.
Yeah, I'm
just
tapping.
gonna let them pick for
this,
me.
This season's over. We had a guy or kid in this mock draft room that Bauer and I was in that asked a poll question about comparing two players. I don't even know who it was now.
Yeah,
the two
who
players.
was it that he was asking
And
about?
everybody just call him gay, and that was it.
No, I know that all his team name for the draft
It was pitchers because I remember it wasn't about pitchers.
Felix Hernandez and Cliff Lee.
That's what it was.
He
yeah.
asked who would you rather have, Felix Hernandez or Cliff Lee? So I
And I said
answered,
naked next to me.
yes. Bauer answered, and then he left.
Yeah.
Left.
How are you chasing?
He left the draft. Everybody answered. They left.
Well,
It
and
was
that's and I
different
feel like with
pitchers.
mock drafts generally, by the time you get to, and I think that it's safe to say, by the time you get to the 10th round, over half of your draft is left.
It's an auto picture.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say a solid 30%.
His
yeah.
team name, by the way, for that one, Jose's Rays. No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. So
Yeah.
Bauer called himself
You must have
David.
thought that was very clever.
Bauer called himself David's Rights after that,
And I also threw out Albert's Pujols as
Yes.
another one.
which Bauer and I dominated the chat room.
Yeah, it was just us. And then that one, I felt bad for the one kid asking the poll questions.
Yeah.
We're like, "Fuck you, pal. This is our draft." Now,
It is
nobody
funny.
else
You
is
will
talking.
see people that enter stuff in on the chat room. And they're like, "Come on, let's be serious here."
Oh, well, I will say this. For those of you who two things that I noticed today when I was doing a draft, and I feel like I'm getting relatively close
Who
to solidifying my the path that I'm going to take here.
I'm going to preface this question as, the guy that you're most selecting in your fantasy baseball draft, and or who's most likely to get injured this season, Bauer.
Well, I think they may be one and the same.
Okay, who is
I
it?
think I can
Often
save
are.
time. You don't need to ask two different questions. One
believe-
should be it.
In our draft, you picked Justin Upton.
No, I did not pick
What?
Justin Upton. You know me. I would
Was
not.
it-
I would not do
I
that.
don't
I would hope that you pick Justin Upton because I am not putting Justin Upton on any of my teams.
It was
I,
BJ Upton. I'm
This
sorry.
would my first round pick, and this would this is going to piss Cause off. But I
Oh,
went.
no.
I was drafting 8th. Jeff Peck was drafting 9th. I went Jacoby Ellsbury.
Ooh. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, the thing is, I have figured out, it's like I have a strategy if I pick in the first, 4 picks.
Yes.
I have a strategy if I pick in the last 3 picks.
Yes.
It's the ones right in the middle that I'm finding I have just, I don't want to say difficulty, but that gives me the most wiggle room. It's like the most adaptive
It's
draft.
so weird that you say that because for me I feel like I have a harder time in the first three picks. My middle and late, I'm locked solid. Like that one, I've got pretty down pat.
Trash talk. Here we are.
It's a shame. Frankly, it's a shame we don't know until an hour before the draft.
Yeah.
Yes.
What our draft position is. So
Yeah.
we can't
But I
really formulate the plan.
I think today was the last. I don't think I had drafted in a number 5 position, so I drafted in a number 5 position today, and I'll probably do another couple of them because it's the only one I hadn't drafted in yet.
Yeah.
And it was tough. I didn't, and today in particular, I noticed a ton of reaching on behalf of the people that I was drafting with. Like, to say that Michael Young went about 3 rounds early,
I saw that too.
Would be an understatement.
It's Crawford.
Adam Lind went like 3 rounds early.
Somebody really must have needed a first baseman.
I don't know, but it was like super early for that.
I'm seeing like Carl Crawford, A-Rod, Adam Wainwright, and Michael Young. Like the 4 guys that are like going massive early.
I did not get the Michael Young.
Super early.
First
Where's
base,
Michael
third
Young
base.
playing?
Well, he's got the first base, third base,
option
and
right
DH,
now.
I guess.
That. Where is he actually playing?
Oh, in Texas, you mean?
In Texas, where is he playing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't even know. What would he be? The 3 or 4 guy? Maybe he could be the 7th guy. He could be the 8th guy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He had a fantastic season last year, but it's a lot on average. It's not a whole lot on production. And if you look at that, I mean, he has got regression just written all over him.
Yeah.
Not to mention, no position to play.
I was going to say, and the competition level, I mean, there's,
And he's 34.
He's one of those guys that will probably use all of those positions and maybe even a couple more in regards to fantasy goes. But I almost feel like they've got so much going on there. I don't know. I can't guarantee he's going to play every day.
Are you guys, speaking of Texas, I see Mike Napoli is like right up there. I think he's the 2nd in ranked catcher.
He's the top catcher.
He was the top catcher.
Oh, is he the top?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Carlos Santana. So he's number
the top
1.
ranked
He's
catcher.
number 1.
Will be on any of my teams.
Yeah, Mike Napoli, the guy who was, platooning with Jeff Mathis in Los Angeles.
Right.
Is supposed to be the
Only
guy.
because Mike Scioscia hated him so much as a catcher
Yes.
that he wouldn't play him there.
Right. Yeah, I'm not fond. I'm waiting
I like
much
him.
later.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great asset to a really potent lineup. But where I've got to draft him, I'm not drafting a catcher in the 4th round.
No.
Not going to happen.
And you know what I've noticed?
Carlos Santana.
Yes, I'm with you as well. I don't get that.
Carlos Santana, I'm hoping that he bats, 280?
Hoping.
90? Has, maybe 20 home runs and I hope 85 RBIs?
And you're hoping a Red Sox doesn't take his knee out.
I do hope that. I do.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
correct.
that's not a 5th round pick to me.
No.
But I think if you look at it as him being a first baseman because he has that option.
Yeah, but down
Look
the
at it.
line, you've got Buster Posey.
A guy like Hosmer, Konerko.
I'm not.
I frankly, I'd rather wait 5 more rounds and draft Freddie Freeman, who could give me that exact same production.
Exactly.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's a good little late first baseman pickup.
Yeah. Listen, there's a, and you almost guaranteed with a lower batting average that even Edwin Encarnacion, who's going to be eligible for first base, might be one of those guys
How dare
for you.
you.
So
I'm done with Edwin Encarnacion.
Yeah, how long? That's been going on.
Every single year, there is some stat geek who wants to tell me about how he's got this promise and blah blah blah. If you know what, if he would have done it, he would have done it by now.
Hasn't Edwin Encarnacion been in the major leagues now for almost 10 years?
I think so.
Wasn't he break through with the Marlins there that year they won the championship in 03 there?
Sounds
No, I
about
thought it was. I thought it was with the Reds. I thought he
I
came
don't
up.
know.
with
I
the
know
Reds.
there's was that another
I don't remember being with
Encarnacion?
the Marlins.
Why are you getting all? Why are you just trying to throw them out there? Those people, those kind.
Why are you going down
the
that route?
Encarnacions.
Why are you going out that route?
Wow. I will say this. This was the first draft today, and even then I didn't feel my conscience is screwing me over on this because I didn't want to, but I drafted Carl Crawford.
Ooh, by the way, I also made Bauer reach for Prince Fielder.
You did, yeah, because you
Because he was the only remaining first baseman left in the 2nd round.
well at
Bauer,
the time
Bauer had 8, I went 9.
I had Aegon
Because
ready
I like
to
being
go.
behind Bauer
Right. What? I'm sorry.
in the draft.
So I had coming back around. I had Ellsbury. Yep. You picked up Longoria. The guy behind us picked up Justin Upton, followed by Joey Votto. And then I had in my queue ready to go, Aegon was my first baseman that I was hoping to get. And that's when Jeff Peck snagged him. And that's not the first one that Jeff Peck did.
Oh, calm down. You got Jose Valverde
snagged right out from underneath me. So I ended up going. At that point, I figured, listen, production-wise, I could use the home runs and the ribbies. I think the Tigers are going to have a great season. I'm going Prince Fielder here. So it was a bit of a reach for me, but I wanted to have that kind of.
Yeah, I don't really think that Prince Fielder at 13 is that much of a reach.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a reach. It's a couple early, but as far as first baseman.
But really, is it that second round is wide open?